All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Strong Life Podcast. I'm with my boy. You heard about him. You heard about the legend. Talk about Quatro Deuce all the time. People can't find no website. He's like, they didn't even know. Thought it might be like a fictional character from the Avengers. But finally, he's coming out to crush some podcasts. Chris Smith Jr., Quatro Deuce. I mean, this is what I tell people about you all the time. Then we're going to kick it off. I say, all I got to do is think about him in my head, and I want to be better.
Oh,
and
dude.
A lot of people say that about you. When people mention you and your wife, Andrea, they all say the same thing. I love those people. They're the best. And look, you can't fake being good-hearted human. And, we met. You came out to a certification because Andrea signed up for a cert after I met her at the 2010 CrossFit Phil Fest affiliate gathering. And so we met, I guess it was 2010. So it's been 10 years.
Jesus.
10 years goes fast, my friend. And so we're going to give people a little introduction, give people a little history of the Quatro Deuce. And by the way, I never created that name. Kelly Sturrock created that name. He gets the credit, okay?
Oh, man, I don't know that, man. First of all, I can't believe it's been 10 years that we've known each other and you haven't aged a day.
You still look 27, my man.
Oh, dude, I can't see anymore. I got my glasses on just to make sure. But, wow, it's kind of crazy. 10 years, dude.
Scary.
I'm not taking it away, but check this out, dude. You have been inspiring people for way more than 10 years. But what you've done in the last decade has been freaking awesome. Your thoughtfulness, your insightfulness, you're just willing to help other people, especially people of, we'll say, maybe not a lower economic position in life, but dude, you're there for everyone, man. And then you should pat yourself on the back and give yourself a high five and write something good in your victory file. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's the Zach Evans, people. Let's get it right. Let's get it right.
I can't take. Listen, man. I don't like all the compliments. I gotta earn every compliment. I didn't earn it yet today.
Hey, dude. We're talking. That's earning it right there. We chatted the other day, and I was like, God, you talked to Zach for 95 minutes and enjoyed every single second, man. You bring good content. You bring good energy, good vibes, and love it, dude. Love it. Yeah. And yes, you did give me the name Quatro Deuce.
No, man. I remember K-Star saying. We got together. I came down to Alexandria, Virginia to your gym. He was doing a seminar there. Yeah. And I remember I think it was after the seminar, and he's like, Quatro Deuce.
Oh, that's right.
Andrea had told him the story of how you guys shared that you were the 42nd active Black Navy SEAL. And I was like, holy crap. And K-Star was all fired up about it. I know also he was fired up. You took him shooting the day before, and I remember this detail. You took him shooting, and then you also made him shoot with his left hand. And I was like, why'd you do that? You're like, yo, man, what happens if somebody chops your arm off? And I was like, I never thought that way. And so it was just interesting. Like I started getting into your mind a little bit. I thought it was funny. And also we won't share the details, but I tried to outdrink you, and I saw my life flash before my eyes because I heard how Navy SEALs could hold their liquor, and I'm like, let me see what this guy's got.
And that's mistake number one.
I was going to walk home. I was afraid I was going to get sick in the Range Rover. I was like, dude, let me walk home.
That could be a bad night right there, dude. Still have that superpower. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but still have that superpower. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that event with K-Star, man. That's kind of awesome, dude. He's doing great things in the world too, bro. We're on kind of a tough time with CrossFit, but doing great things in the world. But yeah, man, I love being part of that ilk or that fabric that moves people forward, keeps people forward thinking, leaning in the right direction. Love being part of that. So yeah, whatever I can do, I'm here,
Well, look, it's like, the saying of, like attracts like. It's like, even the people that are around you. I've been in your gym. I've actually gone through a training session. I remember, and we got to get your intro, but I remember going through a training session, Quatro Deuce, and I was like, all right, man, I'm going to be in a big class. And you had spoken already at a mastermind event I had at the conference, and you were talking about the touching, 7 touches
Yeah.
of like, whether it's communication or a high five. And I was in a class of like 45 people. And I remember saying to myself, all right, let's see what kind of coaching I could get in like 45 people. And I had a great session. And even whoever was like the kid may have been an intern who was coaching. He did great. Sure. You had the different shirts. So we're going to tackle that stuff, but give people a little bit of history of Quatro Deuce.
Yeah, man. So the Deuce. Well, first I just kind of found out that the number 42 Quatro Deuce, it might be a little earlier. It might have been a little earlier than 42 because there's not that many right now. And I've been doing the thing and I read Goggins' book and he said it was this number and I was waiting for Goggins. So I might have to change it a little bit, but I'm sticking with the name because it sounds good. Chris Smith Jr., man, a little black kid from Kansas, going through the world, finally becoming an elite Navy SEAL at the age of 30. What? Yeah, so I know, dude, 30. Yeah, before that, I was an electrical engineer for Westinghouse, worked 3 hours at McDonald's, had a good life, good girlfriend, decided to think about going to do something different. Probably when I was like 23 or 24 years old. Before that, I was doing pretty athletic, whatever, doing triathlon, running a lot, that kind of stuff.
Ultra marathons, right?
Oh, not back then. Back then, like the marathon was like big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't doing. I didn't do an Ironman, but people just weren't doing that back then. But now I do ultras and stuff, which is right up my alley. But back then, I was, I was a decent enough athlete. I was skinny, maybe 133, 134 pounds, but a decent enough athlete. But I knew when I looked at the man in the mirror that I was not living up to my full capability. I was not living up to my capacity. And I felt I needed to do something, find something, go somewhere, be tested someplace to see like not who I was, but what I was made of and my own grit. And I was looking for that, and the SEAL teams, the SEAL teams didn't have a lot of publicity and stuff back then.
What was that kind of year? What years were those?
That was 93-ish, maybe 94-ish.
Yeah, there was no.
It was
I guess in 93 or 94, the main kind of popular book that came out was Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Dick Marcinko. Yeah.
Dick Marcinko.
I don't think, there was that one movie they may have showed you at recruiting, The Men with Green Faces. Is that the movie?
Yep. I remember actually when I was coming to the decision, I'm really close to my family. I have a mother, 2 sisters, dad, all the good stuff. Typical, average, grown-up, military kind of life family. But I remember making a book for my mother. I lived in San Francisco. And I was like, hey, Mom, these are the things I want to do. And in that book, it's like, hey, I want to run. At that time, it was Raid Gaulois or the Echo Challenge, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I made this big scrapbook for her. I was like, these are the things I do with my friends. And in the back of the book, I put the only book I could find at that time, a blue book called Navy SEALs. And I put a picture of a Trident, and I'm like, I'm going to earn one of these.
Wow.
I still have that book. And looking back, I've done every single thing in that book that I said I was going to do.
You wrote a book for your mom.
A scrapbook.
Yeah, a little scrapbook. Wasn't Raid Gaulois, was it created by Don Mann or no?
Yes, it was created by Don Mann. Okay. It was like the hardest race on the planet,
Jeez. Well, he was crazy. I read his book, and I remember the beginning of the book was kind of like, I was like, it's not really capturing me. But after I felt like the first 10 pages, man, the dude was a savage with the training.
Savage, yeah. Yeah, put it together. And that was a lot of venture races. I've done multiple since then, but back then those were like the epic crucibles that you could do. And I was just all in, man. I was like, how do I go do this? How do I go become this? Like, what does it take? And for me, the pinnacle of what I thought a tough guy, a seasoned guy, a trained guy was the elite Navy SEALs, which is still true in my mind. So, yeah.
Also back then, the internet was new, so you couldn't Google and find. Now there's programs that literally, even in-person programs that prepare you to go through BUD/S. back then it was like, you didn't know, I guess.
No,
what were you, you didn't know.
I didn't know. I knew, I remember I was working at Walmart, and a friend of mine who was the most awesome badassness athlete, chip getter in the school. This dude was awesome.
Who
Built
was
like
it?
Adonis, a guy named Bruce Davis.
Bruce
Built
Davis.
like Adonis. This dude was like the baddest dude. He was just the baddest dude.
How did you know him? He worked with you, or?
I knew him from high school.
Okay.
Right? So yeah, I knew him from high school, and he came in and he planted this seed in my head. He said, "Hey, I haven't seen him in a while, whatever." This is like, I was working for Walmart, so this is like 9 years past high school. He came back and he said, like, "Bro, where you been?" He's like, "Dude, I just went through some of the hardest training ever." And I'm like, that's got my interest. And he had gone through, but didn't finish and become a SEAL, but he had gone through BUD/S, and he was describing that to me. And at that time in my life, I was looking for something that's freaking tough. And what he described was every single thing that I was looking for. Then I was like, I'm gonna give that shit a shot. I didn't join the Navy for 6 years after that, but yeah.
That's
like,
crazy. So
yeah.
He tells you the story. It's the 6 years. Did he go back to try again? Some guys
No, dude. He did his couple years in the Navy and was out, went back to.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to him since, but yeah, so he didn't. But he planted the seed, and it's super important for, we'll say, goal setting and reasons why and purpose and intent. You plant that seed and you bite onto it, you let it grow, and you move towards it. And I can just remember that day so vividly that that's what I'm going to do. It did take me 6 years to kind of make the decision. I had a real life, had a company car, a pager.
Yeah, like a beeper. Yeah, it's a beeper.
A beeper,
and the
man.
phone number shows up.
Exactly.
Oh, these kids today don't know.
They don't even know what it is, right?
That's right.
And like everything, my life was super good, hot girlfriend, all the stuff, plenty of money. And I was just not satisfied, not satisfied, just knew that wasn't all that I could be.
Right.
I just felt like I needed that test. I needed to belong to something bigger than myself. Needed to feel part of something. I needed to gain some skills to protect my family. I just needed all that stuff, or wanted all that stuff. And I felt like that was the right place for me to go and find it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I also say what's so interesting is here and there I hear about, I don't hear about it as often, like an 18-year-old enlists in the Navy, then he goes into BUD/S. Now there's a lot of guys who are SEALs, like they go into BUD/S after they've gotten a master's degree, or like it takes time for you to mentally mature. And when you're young, maybe you're kind of like fitter, but don't have really the ways of the world yet,
Yeah.
So you're going into BUD/S and you're 29. What, like, did they try to tell you, like, listen, man, your chances at this age are slim to none? What did they talk you out of it?
Yeah, they did. Like, so if you guys know military recruiters, they got a job. They were like, hey, I got this many spots to fill for this job, this many spots to fill for this job. And when I went to the recruiter, again, I'm an experienced grown man, right? I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I'd done a little bit of research, talked to some people about the steps I need to do to get into the SEAL teams. But I was talking to the recruiter, and he's all like, bro, you're 29. I was 28 when I talked to the recruiter. The cutoff to go to BUD/S was 29. So I only had a little bit of time to make this thing happen, or my dreams would be dashed by age, not by capability. I didn't want that to happen. So I go to the recruiter, and he's all like, well, bro, you got a degree. You might want to think about this avenue or that avenue or this avenue or that. I'm like, bro, I just want to be a SEAL. I don't want to do anything else. And then you had to get another job inside the Navy. There wasn't. Right now, being a SEAL is a job, is a rating. Yep. But back then, it wasn't. It was just a job. So I chose intelligence specialist, which was like an intel guy, which, in my mind, in the likely event that I didn't graduate, it would still be a good job I could do 4 years and go do something else. But
gotcha.
So it was a backup job, yeah. But they were like, dude, and I was like, hey, man, don't call me about some bullshit. Don't do that. I just need you to tell me when I need to come in, when I need to take the test, and when I gotta go to boot camp. That's all I need to know. Here's my pager number. Don't call me for anything else.
Oh, damn. Here's my pager.
But their job is different, right? They're trying to get people in the Navy. I'm like, I really didn't even really want to be in the Navy. wanted to serve my country in the SEAL team. That's what I wanted to do. But I know I had to join the Navy to get to where I was going. I'm like, we gotta get this stuff done quickly. So yeah, joined the Navy, went to ISA school, Intelligence Specialist A school, straight to BUDS, and literally that's like all the Navy experience I got.
What year were you in BUDS? What year was that?
I was in BUDS in 95. Yeah, 95, class 207. Yeah, I think it's 95.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, and remember I had told you about a friend I met when I was in Israel in the summer of 94, who I think went to BUDS after you.
Yeah.
And we interviewed him on the podcast, Joe Mastrangelo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That name is so familiar.
I don't know if you guys had crossed paths, but I know when he did get into the SEAL teams, he started on SEAL Team 1. Yeah. And we met in Israel, and he was trying to get into the Israeli SEAL teams, but he didn't have the language. Yeah. He couldn't really speak the language. So he went into the SEAL teams. I don't think he was your age. He may have been 26 or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I remember,
pretty old, man.
Yeah, mindset wise, I remember him saying this to me. We were training for my bodybuilding show. He would run one day, swim the next day. And he says to me, he's like, once I get clearance and I get in these SEAL teams, he's like, I'm going to unleash all my shit. That's what he says to me. And I was 18 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, you're already pretty crazy now. What the hell happens when you, quote unquote, unleash all your shit, you know? Yeah, right. And so he knew he was going to be a SEAL one way or another. And so that kind of attitude changed my life.
Yeah, and you have to have that. You have to have that intent. You have to have that discipline. You have to have a concrete reason why you want to go do what you want to do. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to have a very clear, concrete reason why you want to go do the thing that you do. You got to forge some mental toughness. You got to have some discipline, and you can't accept anything else. You know, that's why people always fail on their goals and their ideas and their dreams and stuff, because they always take the path of least resistance. Unfortunately, people are like water, and water always takes the path of least resistance.
Yeah, man. Think about, when you say that, I think about how many people are like kind of sort of interested in doing things, but in the back of their mind, they already have the out. They already have the plan B. And you know, if you really want to do something, then you can't have a plan B. And so, you know, we of course see it now. A lot of small businesses have gone under with this whole COVID thing. You are a gym owner. Your wife owns 2 coffee shops. And it's like, I think if you're not all about it, you know, I said to myself, I'm like, dude, I am not shutting down my business on the terms of the governor. If I'm shutting it down, I'm doing it on my own. And then I get pissed off, and then I'm like, the only way for this gym to close is if you kill me. Like, then I start getting a little bit crazy. So you go into the SEAL teams, QD, you're 29, right? Yeah. 29. And I remember Andrea saying at the Underground Strength Conference, you had to kind of fudge your medical waiver because you have asthma.
I do.
Like I've bad asthma.
Bad skin allergies. I got all kind of shit. Yeah. And one of the things, they're like, hey, do you have any upper respiratory ailments? I'm like, nope. The first time I went to the first recruiter, I put that on there, and then this is in Kansas. I put that on there. He's like, oh man, we can't send you to BUDS because of this. I'm like, cool. I grabbed, this is paper, right? With carbon and copy paper.
Yes.
So I grabbed the paperwork and I left. Then I went to a different recruiter like a month later. On the paperwork, I'm like, nope, I got nothing wrong with me at all.
Dude,
I'm like, you want to find it? Find it. I ain't giving up nothing, dude.
You took it very smart.
Yeah, I was like, you're not going to eat that paperwork. I'm out, and I drove away.
Oh, dude. That is funny, man. That's like, you know.
They're just obstacles that were in my way, and I had to overcome the obstacles, right? I'm like, dude, I'm not going to let this recruiter dude tell me what I can and cannot do. I still live with that principle today. I'm like, I'm not going to let another man tell me what I can and cannot do. Allow me to give everything I got and be successful or not successful, but you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. You know, and I've always believed that, and I still believe that, and it's just, and for business, you're talking about business, man. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the governor's making rules for us on how to open our business in these phases and stuff, but there comes a point where I got to feed my family. I have to do what I need to do to keep my business open. And if you want to yell at me or find me or whatever, you got to do that. But I'm going to support my community. I'm going to support my business, and I'm going to feed my family. I'm going to do the things that I believe in to keep everything righteous for me, right? And for me, it's giving community, it's giving people the community, it's helping people, it's sharing people, it's making people more mentally tough, it's making people stronger, and it's creating deep and meaningful relationships.
You know, you saying that from the first day I walked into your gym, and then also from the first time, well, actually, when you spoke at my mastermind, I have these memories of things you said. And I remember you telling the coaches, you're like, guys, you know, Trident, at the time, Trident CrossFit, now Trident Athletics, right?
Yeah, Trident Athletics.
Trident Athletics, you're like, I want everybody in our town fit. So when I go to the supermarket, I want to see the mom wearing the shirt, the aunt, the kids, the sisters, the brothers. I want everybody. And I was like, man, talk about somebody with a very clear vision and goals of what this gym community is about. And man, ultimate community, like the community was amazing.
That's all it is, man.
It's
all it is. Like, I just want people from whatever 6 months old to come and play there, and 99 years old to do a workout and die. Whatever. I want that whole entire spectrum. People to feel comfortable in the space, to come in. I want them to stay after class, man. I want you to come early for class and talk to your people. I want you to work out and get fit, fast, and strong. And then I want you to say to me, dude, I got to go home. Yeah. I've been here too long. I hung out with my peeps. I got to go home.
The people are hanging out.
I'm thinking about that, man. Like, hang out, chill, man. This is a space where you can come and breathe and live, and, you know, inside the gym and outside the gym. Like, it's a community that we're trying to build, and we're trying to build deep, meaningful relationships through our gym, through fitness, through exercise.
If you're not around good people, man, it just sucks the energy out of you. But when you are around good people, it's like it elevates you. And I've learned so much from you with that. So I think as we go through like your story of going through Buds, I want you to share, you know, your initial experience going through Buds. And I have this memory too, you really hitting home on community of, you know, when we did the first 20X challenge with Seal Fit, I remember you like yelled at me during something, and you're like, Zach, you're so focused on you trying to lead this and that. You're not even helping anybody because you're fucking focused on, you know, trying to move, where you got to like sometimes stop and help the guy next to you. And I was like, damn, dude, I thought for a moment I was, you know, you think you're leading, but you don't. So let's get into the beginning of Buds. I remember you saying like you crushed the obstacle course. You even remembered your time. You're telling me like you were like zipping through the whole thing. And that's the obstacle course with the rope and climbing up that tower, right?
Yeah, man. The obstacle course was my baby, dude. Remember, I'm coming from a land-based sport, right? I like to swim, I like to bike, I like to run. I'm good on my feet. I can climb, I can jump. I got long arms. I'm good at that stuff. What I didn't realize is that the water is scary. I didn't know that. So you go through PTR, which is like the preparation for you classing up your first phase, which is cool.
In Chicago? Is that where or the Great Lakes?
Oh, no, this is Coronado.
Coronado, okay.
So get everybody together till you get a full class size, and you have day 1-1 a start date. Day 1-1 shows up, man. I'm all like, cool, whatever. You got like 156 dudes in the class. That's my dog. 156 dudes in the class, and it's great. First evolution, first day is the obstacle course. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. We had practiced the obstacle course. I had one of the fastest time guys go in front. I whipped through this thing. Bah, 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 bah. You know, I think my time was like 5:46 or 6:12 or something like that. And because that's just where I'm at. I'm crafty. I'm good. I'm nimble. I'm agile. I'm all that stuff. I'm agile.
Agile, mobile, and hostile, baby.
Yeah, it's so funny. But I do remember one specific obstacle was you climb a rope, you go up, you hit the bell, and you climb under the rope, and then you go to the dirty name where you can jump over the thing and break your ribs. But as I was climbing up the first rope and hitting the bell, I remember an instructor yelling out, "Hey, you know, Smitty, black guys can't swim." And I'm like, "Who you are, instructor, mister?" And we come down, I finish the old course, and you know, that happens, yada, yada. Second evolution, I'm saying maybe 3 hours on day 1, the second evolution. It's a life-saving test, right? Let's back up a little bit. For 6 years, Zach, I've been telling every single person that I care about, that I love, that know me, that I've trained, that I work out with, that I'm gonna go be a Navy SEAL. Everybody knows that, dude. I moved from Kansas to California to go pursue this dream. Everybody knows. I live in an apartment with 4 girls. I have a mattress and like 2 pair of clothes because all I'm doing is training to go be a Navy SEAL. Day 1, 3rd hour, life-saving test. Everybody gets on the high dive. You got your top on, your pants on, your boots on. You jump the high dive and you start treading water. This is the deep end of a pool, a swimming pool with 4 sides. It's not the fucking ocean. Just treading water, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And all they ask you to do is go in the water and take off your boots. Go in the water, take off your pants, take off your shirt, and make a little life preserver so that you can float, right? Well, I've never treaded water for 40 minutes, bro. I'm exhausted, like exhausted.
How many guys are in the pool with you?
All the guys are in the pool, man.
So 150 something guys.
150, whatever it is, 30, I think it's about, yeah, maybe 3 groups of 50 or something. There's a lot of people, but we're not touching everybody, you know? It's not like that. You're just treading water, dude. This is 3rd hour of day 1, first phase. So I try to hold my breath to go in and take off my boots. I can't hold it long enough because the boots are in square knots. Do it again, goddammit. You just say, I fail that evolution.
What did this? Somebody comes and saves you, or you got to go and swim to the edge of the pool and basically.
Get your ass out the pool, you swim there. So think about this, man. I'm in the pool. I cannot perform the task at hand. I can't perform the task at hand, or I'm choosing not to perform the task at hand. They get you out the pool, and there were like 7 or 8 of us that didn't pass that test because, bro, you're treading water. You can't go to Buds if you can't tread water. So I'm treading water. We're out of the pool, and we're like, fuck, dude. They march us back down to the grinder of SEAL Team 5, and we're literally standing on the carpet waiting for the commanding officer to pass judgment on whether we're going to stay in Buds or get sent off to the fleet. Yeah. I allowed myself to be in a position where someone else gets to dictate my future because of my choices. I put myself in a compromising position because I was too tired to tread water and take off my boots and my pants and my shirt, that someone else now gets to judge me on my past performance for the rest of my Navy career, for the rest of my life. I've squandered that. I've given that up.
Damn, it's about to end.
It's about to end. I could be sweeping sand for a living, painting rocks for a living, riding a fucking boat for a living. I can be doing all that stuff inside the Navy because I squandered that opportunity. But then comes the silver bullet. Then comes Senior Chief Gower. He's got, I think, like 7 or 8 guys. We're online. We're online. We failed our first evolution. First day, 3 hours in. He's looking at us. There's like 4 or 5 black guys, a couple white guys, whatever. And he's eyeballing us. Like, you can kind of picture a Marine Corps drill sergeant. He's just eyeballing us, looking at us with this disdain, disgust, and disappointment. And he starts talking. Look here, boys. Your problem is you think this is about you. You think this is about treading water. You need to change your mind, change your attitude, change your position. This is bigger than you. You have a greater responsibility, right? He's going on talking about, at that time I didn't know what he was talking about, but he was telling us about the brotherhood. He was telling us about a higher purpose. He was telling us about being elite and serving our country. He was telling us that, dude, black guys can't swim. So he stands up and he goes, look here, I'm gonna give you a silver bullet. And pull out this imaginary bullet. And it's basically him vouching for us to go back and redo this test. Putting his name on the line for us because we represent something bigger than ourselves. And I was like, fuck. The amount of responsibility and obligation, and just, he put my mind, he changed my paradigm to a place where I forgot this isn't about me treading water and taking off my boots, my pants, and my shirt. It's like, this is a bigger, man. You said you wanted to join an elite team. In order to do that, you just gotta stop thinking about yourself. So 3 hours and 30 minutes later, we run us back to the pool, dude. back on the high dive, jump back in the water, tread water for 35, 40 minutes, whatever it is. Fucking take off your boots. Boom, go in the water. Take off my boots. Take off your pants. Take your pants. Tie knotted them, fill them with air. Take off your top. Boom, pass the evolution. Here's the power of mental toughness. Here's the power of what's important, right? I didn't get any better, bro. I didn't get any better at treading water. I didn't get any better at the task at hand. I just understood I had a higher purpose, that this wasn't about self, it was about a team. That paradigm shifted me forever, man. I'm like, oh my God, stop being so fucking selfish. If you want to do hard things, do hard things. It's all in your mind. Like nothing changed between me wanting to do it for a bigger purpose, greater intent, or me feeling sorry for myself. My mental toughness changed. And it stuck. It's still, I still remember the story so vividly. I get the chills thinking about it right now, but it
get
changed
chills too when I hear it.
Man. It changed my everything. And I was like, holy shit, this is powerful. You know, haven't seen that guy since, but I love to say thank you. If you're listening, now probably Master Chief or whatever, thank you, man. Like you changed everything for me. Now I get to pass those experiences on to other people and try to share that same experience of how much bigger, how much brighter the bigger picture is instead of worrying about self all the time. You know, so it's crazy.
How did the rest of Buds, and then you go through phase 1, phase 2, right? I mean, it keeps getting harder.
Hey man, that saying the easy day was yesterday, the easy day yesterday is for real. That pressure just keeps mounting, dude, you know, but as you go through, your mind gets stronger, your body gets stronger, and your reason for being there, of trying to accomplish what you want to accomplish, just gets stronger. Your why, your belief just gets stronger. You know, not that it's without obstacles and suffering and cold and misery. It's all there and it's all super valid, you know, but it makes you, it spits you out the man you want it to be. And that's what's super awesome. Yeah, man, like it's a 6-month program. Took Chris Smith a year to get out of there, you know. I have the lowest rectal body temperature ever recorded in Buds, which is pretty nice.
you were like pretty thin back then too, right? Like 138, something like that. Pretty light.
I was like 100, either 131, 133 pounds. And during my first Hell Week, they had like all the skinny guys. We had to wear this real skinny thermometer up our asses so they can. We had to wear this thermometer in our asses so they could like, all right, get over here, skinny fucks. And they take our temperature to make sure like we're not dying or whatever. But I remember wearing that thing and going on a swim with my swim buddy, Todd Owen, and that's my boy Todd. Still love that man. We're swimming. It's got a 2-mile swim right when middle of Hell Week, and I freaking just hype out, dude. Like hype the fuck out. Like hype out. Like there's no anything. But I remember finishing the swim. Then I remember finishing. They say, oh, go down and get a bottom sample, which means you swim down to the bottom of the ocean and you grab a pile of sandy, whatever, you come up, you put it on your head, it says that you can get down there. Maybe been 14, 20 feet, don't know how long, whatever. But I remember seeing that. I remember being on the beach. Then I remember swimming. Then I remember some guy asking me what 7 + 2 is. And in my head, I'm saying, bro, man, 7 + 2 is 9. But on the video, I say this. Lights out, bro. Like lights out. My head was clear. I got no motor control.
Yeah.
I remember going from 7 + 2 and 9 in my head to being back on the swim, to being back in the medical tent, to eating some sugar cookies, to being back to the head sample. Like my brain was just all over the place. And I registered like I said, the lowest rectal body temperature ever in Buds, 88.4 degrees. That's with the thermometer in my guts, bro, not through the mouth or the ear, like in my guts. Yeah.
88.4.
All right. But I remember the power of teamsmanship is, I don't know, but you're not allowed to miss more than 120 minutes of Hell Week. So I remember sitting in the hot tub. So I was naked sitting in the hot tub. I'm sitting in a donut. And the medic was like, here, eat the cookies. So I'm eating the cookies. And boom, I'm back on the swim. And I'm back in the hot tub. My brain's just going crazy. They're like, hey, man, it's been an hour. You got to get back out to your class. Right? And the class is continuing. So I get the shit back on. And I go out to the class. And they're in the middle of surf torture. right? You know, everybody knows locking arms in the ocean, kind of water kicking everything. And the only team that was left was the Smurf team, which are the little smaller people, like the 5-footers. So I'm in that team, and they're all running their boat. They're last in line. They're running their boat to get into surf torture. And they're like, Smitty, get under the boat. And I'm like, dude, these dudes are 5 foot, man. So I'm like, all crunched down, both on the head.
You're about 6 foot, right? 6 foot?
I wish. Thank you, Zach. Because I walk big, dog.
You're taller than me, though.
I'm like 5'8", dude. 5'9", maybe.
Really?
I just stand tall. Crap.
So you're with them, because that threw me for a loop that you're with the Smurf group. I was like,
dude, yeah, they were the slowest boat team coming through when I just got out of medical. So they're getting the boat, and it was murder, dude. It's like, you know, people Andrea's size. I'm trying to crunch over this boat. So we get out there, and I'm locking arms. It's nighttime, and I'm just like, just coughing up blood, and I got pleurisy and next to pneumonia. Like all this bad stuff is happening. This frothy, bloody mix. I'm like, blah, 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 coughing, and they're like, get out of the fucking water. And everybody's, you know, we're locking arms. They're like, no, we're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. They're like, hang on, Smitty. I'm like, just dying. They get everybody out the water in there. They're standing on the edge of the beach at the water line, and they're going down. They're doing the health and welfare check where they're looking at, flashlight in your eyes, and they're asking questions. And I'm just like, literally, dude, just like blood is pouring out of my lungs. It's frothy, you know. It's like,
why? Because you were so internally cold. You're so cold.
Yeah, like it's called pleurisy. Basically, it's like the step right before pneumonia. What's the step after pneumonia? But yeah, so your lungs, your alveoli start bleeding, and you can't perfuse oxygen. So the oxygen mixes with the blood, and it comes out as frothy, bloody, nasty skin, basically. So it's not good, you know. We're still locked arms and shit. And they're going by, and I'm just coughing and coughing and coughing. The medic's like, bro, you do not look good. We've got to pull you out. And the only thing I think about was, dude, if I leave this line, that means I quit buds and I'm done, right? And I'm like, I'm not leaving. The class is like, just hang in there, Smitty, just hang in. I'm not going anywhere, just hang in. And it's just, dude, the CEO of buds had to come down, talk to me, Chris, we understand you're not quitting. We're going to keep you in the program, but you've got to go to the hospital, dude. Because I'm like fucking fucked up, dude. I'm about to die, right? It's like, it's bad. But in my mind, still crystal clear on my why. Still crystal clear that if I leave right now, it's a quit and I won't be able to finish. So it took him coming down and took off my life preserver, my K-Poc, walks me to the ambulance, and they drive me away. But just the power of clarity, the power of purpose and intent, so driven that you're willing to give up everything to accomplish that goal, you know? So it was awesome.
So that was the middle of Hell Week?
That was day 3 of Hell Week. Yeah, and if you don't go past Wednesday of Hell Week, you have to start day 1-1 again, right? So we're 5 weeks into buds. I got to start day 1-1 again. I'm like, ugh.
You did? You had to start it again?
Yeah, man. You roll back to day 1-1 and start from day 1-1.
With another class?
Yeah. So that first class with the rectal body temperature was 205, and I rolled back 2 classes at 207. And I graduated with 207.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
long of suffering. Great
suffering. Now you're in the SEAL teams. How long did you spend in the SEAL teams, QD?
Yeah. So I spent up until 9/11. So I got in like 96. When 9/11 happened, I moved from SEAL Team 5 to a special missions unit here in the DC area. Yeah. And I spent the rest of my career out here. Yeah. So, and then from there, I think that's when you got into the fitness business, right? You started kind of helping run another gym, or I don't really know the whole transition. Yeah. So, go out to the special missions unit, and hold on a second. I'm gonna put myself on pause and make my wife be quiet. Sweet. So I'm in there, and then, you know, once I get inside the unit, we train every day or whatever. I'm like, oh man, this new CrossFit thing's about, and I was already CrossFitting, and we had a trainer that was training us, but it was just not great. I'm like, hey man, why don't you guys let me take over the coaching of this thing? It'd be great. So we started we started coaching in the building that I was in, and then we have 3 other buildings. just like put together a training program for the unit. So I brought myself, my wife, and some other coaches, and we ran training for 5 years inside the unit.
For this unit. What was this unit? All former SEALs, or was it all SF guys?
Unit. Yeah, SF guys, all special forces dudes, some women as well. Hero and asset. Yeah, but a lot of brilliant, tough guys, smart guys. And
yeah.
Legit
you know,
unit.
That kind of era, so that's probably, is that the early, so this is around 9/11.
Yeah.
So, 2001, those early 2000s, I think I came across the CrossFit message board, the forum around.
Oh, yeah, the forum.
Yeah, which was great, I probably didn't get into it until about 03.
Mm-hmm.
But I really felt that what was going on the message board was great, because it was there was a lot of garage gyms, and in every garage you saw like a mountain bike hanging on the wall, maybe like some sort of self-made squat stand, a barbell, a sandbag, and one kettlebell.
Odd object,
Odd object. Some people, built stuff outside of their homes. I remember seeing like guys out in Washington. I was like, man, this is what I really liked it. I really liked what I saw. And then I'd probably say like, man, once like 2012 or so came around, I just kind of got disconnected from it. So those early years were really exciting. So you're working, you used to say to me, my other job. So you're working at your other job, in DC, and you're coaching, doing CrossFit, or what, I don't even know if you were calling it CrossFit at the time.
We work on the CrossFit at the unit. We work on the CrossFit, and then we opened up our gym, and we opened up a CrossFit gym, Trident CrossFit as a gym.
What?
At the same time. We opened that 2010, I believe we opened. Yeah, so we're 10 years old.
Oh, you opened it. Okay, so I didn't. That's right. So when Andrea was at the CrossFit affiliate gathering, were you guys open? That was February 2010.
Maybe our first year affiliate gathering.
We weren't open yet in the physical space.
Right about.
Yeah, we hadn't opened up the physical space. We had affiliated already. Yeah.
Wow. So, and you went very big, which was around like 08, 09, CrossFit gyms were 1,500 square feet.
Yeah.
Then somebody opened up 3,500 square feet. Then somebody opened up 5,000. Then somebody went to 10,000. I was like, dude, this is getting crazy. Like I couldn't wrap my head around it. It was huge. So
our first year was 5,000 square feet for a couple of years. Then you immediately went from 5,000 to 10,000 square feet.
Jeez.
So before we had 10,000 square feet, we had 650 members in year 4, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 4, which is a lot of people.
Yeah, that is amazing. And then you gotta know everybody's name.
Got everybody's name, dude. I knew, this is no joke, Zach. I bet you I knew every member's name, husband, wife, kids, up until that just under 300 member mark. We got over 300 members. I couldn't keep up. We got to 600 members. I realized that, hey, you know what? Yes, the money is good, but man, I don't know everybody here. And that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a community.
Yep.
So we stopped taking members. We stopped taking members and brought it back down to the 400 range, which was really good, a sweet spot for us where you could know everybody. People felt connected. You just weren't more jamming people through classes. To me, it was what the essence of community fitness should be about, right? The essence of what CrossFit is. And that 400 mark was a really sweet spot for us. That was pretty cool.
Interesting that you say that, because I have 2 locations. At one time I had like 4, kind of that 4th was like a little satellite location. And when I would open those spaces, it was because there was a need to open it in that spot at that time. But I think people kind of got carried away with, I need to have another location to validate myself and have the respect of whatever's going on outside. And I think that's when you start losing, I tell people, I go, look, you can crush it with one location, because then you could focus. You could put your heart and soul into it. When you start getting multiple locations now, you're really just like business, manage, and you never have your kind of your pulse on the floor of what's going on, which is like what you said.
Yeah, that goes back again about intent and purpose, right? Intent and impact. Well, what are you trying to do with your gym? Are you just trying to jam people through exercising? Let's say like a Gold's Gym, where you're just like, let me get 10,000 members and, you know, 1% of those come to our gym every day. Yeah, that's a business idea or profile that you can do. That's not what I wanted to do. And I don't think that's really what CrossFit's we're really trying to do. We're trying to create a community of like-minded people that like to get down with it.
Yeah.
You know, and then sweat together, hurt together, lay on the floor for a little while, get up and be like, woo, that was awesome. And enjoy that space, you know? So when they got too big or got too, So we still only have one gym, which is great. And we could probably do another gym. I just don't think it's the right thing for us, you know?
Yeah. So. My philosophy with business is low hassle, high profit. I do not want to pile on the headaches. And I know, we have this kind of big time span with your, if we're looking at, the Quatro Deuce history. So you have your time in the SEAL teams, then you get the quote unquote other job. I love saying the other job.
I love it.
You always used to say it. I was like, what the heck is the other job?
Other job.
The other job. And then it always reminded me of like, that other job's dangerous because he told K-Star, what if your arm gets chopped off? So I was like, the other job ain't like he's working at the supermarket or something. The other job is some serious stuff.
That's for sure.
So we're speaking of community. When I always felt a little bit like an outsider. I was a affiliate with CrossFit when I opened my gym in 2007. And back when I went to the first, my certification was in Quantico, and the Marine base, which I loved. I had been there before. My brother graduated OCS, and Tony Budding was recording, but also teaching. So I remember when he was interviewing me, he was like sweating. He was teaching the snatch with the PVC pipe with cargo pants on. He was sweating. So he's like, why didn't you affiliate? He's like, he goes, I remember exchanging emails with you. You wanted to affiliate. What took what were you waiting? I said, well, I was running my business out of my garage, which is technically illegal. And I was afraid that if I got arrested, you guys would get sued. So I didn't want to bring you down with me. And so I felt such a community when I went to Quantico. I felt so connected when I went to Miami for that affiliate gathering. But then I lost that connection with people. And I was just like, man, I don't really fit in. And so speaking of that, we've had this weird time in the country where I don't know if we've really been united, but certainly now there's a lot of division, right? Then Greg Glassman, I guess his like brain exploded. He says like crazy things finally to actually get caught. Not that he had never said crazy things before. And so, to me, a lot of that stuff's like, kind of like, it's just, I always say, man, it's like heartbreaking because, I don't know. I just look at like, I'm always I get very disturbed when just people are not nice. People are rude. I'm like, man, like, why is this person got to walk around and like, look at me like evil? Like, put a smile on your face, man. Just chill out. Put a smile on your face. Say hello. Or
they're not happy with themselves, man. That's the problem.
Yeah. So yesterday I had a podcast with a guy. He coaches in the DC area. And that quote came to my head about hurt people, right? You ever hear that quote?
Oh, man.
Hurt people. It probably the proper grammar would be people who are hurting, hurt other people.
Yeah.
But they just say hurt people, comma, hurt people,
Dude,
hurt other
that
people.
Is powerful, brother.
I don't know where, I've heard that probably a couple of years ago. But, like at my gym, my neighbor just flips out all the time. My other neighbor, it's like, I don't know if he'll call the cops. It's just like weird. You know, I look at that old golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. And I'm
Trust.
always a bit intrigued with, man, why would somebody just want to hurt somebody? You know, you're hurting them. I mean, unless you're legit sociopath, you're crazy, maybe you don't know. But we're going
You have
through.
the answer already, bro. You know the answer. You already used the words.
Yeah.
Like people like to be together.
Yeah.
So if
We
you're
do.
hurt, all you want to do is have people come to you with hurt.
Or you
That
want
can
to
bond
bring
in
them
that
down.
side.
You're
Yeah.
like, I am down.
But I'm not so certain that they think they're bringing people down. I think they're thinking the same thing we do about community. Just because I'm expressing my pain or my hurt, I'm just guessing here. I'm not trying to bring people down. I'm just trying to find like-minded people. So I find people on the fringe and I bring them down to my level, right? I bring them down to my level so now that I feel good because I'm surrounded by people who feel just like me.
Well, like complain people get together with other complainers. I can't be around that shit.
Yeah, it's too anchorish, man. It just puts you in the wrong place mentally and physically and everything.
With, you
But
guys.
look at it on the real side, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. Go ahead, QD.
The other side of the coin is, well, great people attract great people. So the concept is exactly the same. We want to gravitate towards great people. They want to stay rooted and anchored into less than great complaining people.
Like,
right?
I want to, whenever I'm sharing stuff, I'm like, I just got to help somebody with this. Sometimes I rant on things, but for the most part, I'm like, man, if I'm ranting, it's because I want to take a stand.
Yeah.
And I'm done with seeing or hearing about XYZ. But if I'm doing like a conference or a seminar, I'm like, man, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've screwed up a lot of stuff, but I found a way to get better from it. I got to share this with somebody. I got to share it with people.
Yeah.
I got to get it out there. And, now for you guys, what's interesting is it's 2020. You've been an affiliate for 10 years.
Yep.
A lot of people de-affiliated with CrossFit. I mean, even like Rogue essentially not using the CrossFit brand on there it's going to change everything. And CrossFit was a very big thing in this world for bringing people to, CrossFit was actually known for what a weight room is known for. It's like the weight room doesn't care about the car you drive. I always said it to the kids at the high school. I go, guys, let me tell you what's so beautiful about this weight room and every weight room. It doesn't care about the color of your skin. It doesn't care how much money's in your mom and dad's bank account, the car you drove, the watch, the clothes. I go, it's all based on what you earn, what and that was kind of like what CrossFit was. It kind of stripped down barriers and was like, we're going to do this together. And if I'm struggling during this WOD, I'm going to support you. And then, you got team WODs, they did so much stuff, even for the SEAL community. It was a big thing in those early 2000s. They were starting to utilize CrossFit in the teams.
In a lot of special forces and a lot of other groups too, because I think what we're kind of get down to is like the bond of shared suffering. What galvanizes a team better than the bond of shared suffering? Pick any sport, football, baseball, soccer. When guys that are suffering together, practice hard together, they form a bond that's unbreakable. And CrossFit was the glue that kind of held that bond together for a lot of people. I still think, even though I have de-affiliated, I still think there is tremendous value with CrossFit and the brand CrossFit, the ideal and philosophy of CrossFit, what it can still do for the world. So I'm not demonizing what its essence is. I'm not demonizing that by any means. I'm choosing to de-affiliate because I can't follow Greg Glassman. And right now, the current leadership, it just needs to be reorganized, restructured, something. I still think there's value.
Yeah, I thought when all that happened, I honestly thought they were going to reach out to you because you had run that kind of the backstage operations of the games to make sure everybody's wearing the correct clothing, getting out on time. It's on ESPN. It's not like you're organizing like the backstage fundraiser. You're organizing like perhaps the one, aside from the Olympics, it's like, it's huge.
Yeah.
And so I honestly,
for CrossFit for sure, you know, like I said,
yeah,
it's international, it's global, it's bringing like-minded people together of all different facets. And it does, you used the words earlier, like heartbreaking and feel heartbroken, feel betrayed that the owner is tarnishing all decade and a half, 2 decades of great work that everybody's been putting in. It's just sad.
I really thought they would have, because people in the infrastructure are former SEALs. I honestly thought that they would have called upon you to say, all right, man, we fucked up right here. And what do we do? I really thought they would have, because you
Those
run.
conversations are happening on a lot of level. I'm included in some, but there's a lot of guys that are believers about what great we've done and coming up with a solution. Again, I'm not the guy that's going to badmouth a lot of people, whatever. But
right.
You can't do that if the puppet master is dictating everything that happens inside the company, which Greg is rightfully can do. It's his company, do whatever the fuck he wants, right?
Yeah, you rightfully could do it.
You
but
can, but it's not the right thing to do.
Just
right?
be a
that's
good.
We're not supporting.
Right. So if we, yesterday I was posting my stuff on Facebook and I saw Jeff Martin share something. Jeff Martin was the guy who created CrossFit Kids.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, man, I think, he de-affiliated a while ago. And I actually went through the CrossFit Kids cert at your gym. It was awesome.
It's a great seminar, yeah.
His son gave the seminar, and the name is slipping my mind. He's a Todd. What's Todd's last name? Great guy. Yeah. So I just
Whitman,
I love.
Whitman.
Yeah, Widman, right? I remember always thinking his last name was Wildman. Like Wild. The L is not there, but it's Widman. I always thought it was Todd Wildman.
Yeah.
But that was amazing.
Smart, super capable. Wow.
Super, like that guy's a leader right there. Jeff Martin's son was 20 doing that seminar. And I was like, man, this kid is well-spoken. Like I could see that he had gone through the ranks of being part of a class, teaching. Yeah. And, so Jeff Martin posted something on Facebook to the effect of, listen, those of you who are affiliates should get together because you have the power and kind of restructure things. And, Rob Wolf made a comment that was like, he goes, but the end of it, the bottom line issue is that, if Greg Glassman doesn't like something, then he threatens you and, does stuff like that. And so if we go back to just be a nice person, treat others the way you want to be treated, I feel like that solves a lot of things. And I always, preface things with like, look, I ain't perfect. I'm a human. Sometimes I say and do things not so nice, but I don't like, you're not just the whole, I don't like that demeanor. CrossFit to me was about community. And then when you see the people coming and going, that's like, I don't know.
That's poor leadership, man. That's where the crux is really. It's like, man, poor leadership is poor leadership. Give it any industry, any arena. Poor leaders are poor leaders. And if you're leading by fear or intimidation, it makes you a worse leader, right? So we have to be able to, I think people should be able to either separate or divorce one thing from another.
What do you mean by that?
We can't say, I don't think we should say that CrossFit sucks because of Greg's actions.
Sure.
It doesn't suck because of Greg's actions. Greg's actions fucking suck.
Yes.
His leadership skills fucking suck.
Yes.
I'm choosing not to follow that leadership model because I'm not following that leadership model. That doesn't mean I don't believe in all the great things that CrossFit has brought. Even if it's all of its good and bads, the idea of the philosophy, there's a lot of good stuff in there. There's a lot of bad stuff in there, but what doesn't have those things? We should be big enough to understand, wow, man, this can continue to be great if it's managed the correct way.
So would you go back to being a CrossFit? Are you already de-affiliated? Would you go
I've
back to it?
Well, in the process of de-affiliating, it's longer than you think. In the process of de-affiliating and dissociating from current leadership, excluding Dave Castro. I think Dave Castro could help change things, which is great. So also support him. I told him, we talked a little while ago, and I'm like, dude, I'll support you however you need, even not even be affiliated, because I believe in what CrossFit can do for chronic illness, diabetes, anti-sugar, all the things that it can do. And I believe in all those causes still.
Yes.
But I am not going to follow that current leadership. Just not as a black man, as a affiliate, as a fucking just a dude, not the people that I want to be associated with, not the person I want to be associated with.
Right.
You know? I do think if, I don't know how this can happen or whatever, the organization gets together or headquarters gets together and says like, hey man, we got a better plan in stage that really supports the affiliate model, supports the essence and the philosophy of CrossFit. Dude, I don't know. I'd rather.
Right. We can't say, yeah. Oh, I'm
say,
definitely
man,
in. We don't know, right?
Yes, we don't know. I know my responsibility, my obligation is to do what's best for my community.
Yeah.
Right. And
as your members, have your members, because you're in Alexandria, Virginia, very multicultural, super ethnic place, people of different religions, races, pretty educated place, a lot of like intelligent, you know, whenever I've been there, the people I speak with, I always feel like I'm speaking with sharp people who got their, like, whether it's like a younger single guy or a parent, like I just felt like everybody you know,
it's our nation's capital. There's people that are making differences here, you know,
smart people. I was like, all right, So what have they had? Did they say, hey, Chris, Andrea, can you tell us what's going on? You know, how did did any of that work?
Yeah. So I don't like to air my dirty laundry, so I won't. And I don't like to air my dirty laundry, first off.
Sure.
Secondly, social media is not the platform to do that. So what we decided to do, we crafted a letter that went out to our members.
Yep.
That said, hey, we're de-affiliating. Here's the reasons why. We're all about building community. We're going to find some kind of way to change our name to whatever. A lot of things were still unknown at that time.
Right.
I can't tell you, Zach, the number of supporting emails that came back for us literally had me in a chair crying.
I bet.
Since that time, since we put out that letter, it's only been, 2 weeks, we've gotten 16 new, this is still during COVID too, right? 16 actual new members that said to me, hey man, I believe in what you're doing right here. I'm here to support you. Left their other gyms that have chosen whatever path they've chosen to follow our lead. And it, you know, I feel grateful for that for sure. You know, it's like, hey, man, I'm sticking to my beliefs. And these are my beliefs. These are my beliefs. These are beliefs. These are my values in my community, in our community. These are my beliefs. These are our values. Hey, I'm going to stick to them no matter what. If you don't like them, hey, man, you got to find someplace else where you like those values or you like their community. And that's fine. I'll high five you and give you a good recommendation, whatever you need from me. I'm not the guy that's going to beat you up with things, you know. People are making decisions. Yeah, they're making decisions that's for them, which is what you should be doing.
And that's what you're about as the owner, as the head coach. Is like the end all bottom line is, I always say it's a very black and white issue for me. I'm going to do what's, you know, I train predominantly kids. So I say, if it's better for the kids, I'll do it. If it's not better for the kids, I'm just not going there. And, you know, when I got hired at this high school, my first meeting with the coaches was, I understand you may have been doing stuff with them before I got here, or you have ideas. I said, and I'm not saying I've got all the answers, but if you're requesting me or I see something that's being done training wise for them that's dangerous, I said, I will not go down that road with you.
Yeah.
I said, every decision I make is in the benefit for the kids. Everything else, I'm not doing that. My motto is this in my head. I'm always ready to get fired for doing the right thing.
Dude, take it, you know, that's exactly what men do. Hard men do hard shit. They make hard decisions for the right reason at the right time. You know, it's pretty simple. That's called being righteous, brother. And that's why I love you, dude, because you're righteous.
Dude, I love you. I love you, man. You ever see that movie, Hey Man, I Love You?
Yeah, I love you, man.
That is so funny. So, you know, just speaking of kind of CrossFit and leaders, just a couple like people kind of popped into my mind who I know you're good friends with, people you've spoken about. You know, I think about your wife. But one guy I think about is Glenn, and I'm not sure if he was in the same SEAL team with you. I know you guys were very close with him. What was Glenn's
Doherty.
last name? Doherty. Yep.
Yeah.
So I remember when the Hero WOD came out, that was a very hard WOD. And
Whoa.
I remember just seeing like photos of you doing that. And so, you know, I kind of want to like I've never met him, but when they say that, like when you're, what's the way? It's like when something precedes you, when your reputation precedes you, like, so it's like you, Quatro Deuce. People, I mention you and speak about you a lot. So if somebody was to meet you, they'd already know a lot about you. And they say that's a very, you know, if your reputation precedes you, you know, in a good way, then that's something important. So what are some things that, you know, you learned from Glenn with regards to leadership? Because I have heard, you know, Andy Stumpf, who used to be involved with CrossFit, I heard Andy once say, you know, bad leadership is much easier to identify than good leadership.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear just some of the good things, you know, that you could maybe rattle off from Glenn.
Yeah, I'll just go with the story, man. Like literally those type of leaders, those type of men, I think I just said, and I'll just reiterate how important it is to me. And these are the ideals, the tactics, the tenets that you should take away. Hard men do hard shit. They make the right choices at the right time for the right reasons. And that's what him and Ty did. They're like, hey, this is the right thing to do. They gave their life for it, but this is the right thing to, I got the chills thinking about that shit. Hold on.
Yeah. Who was Ty? I saw the movie that they made. What was the movie called? 13
also, was it?
13.
I couldn't name the movie, but yeah. Bad situation, right? Benghazi. They both, man, they stood their ground. They stood up for what they believed in. It cost them their lives. It's still kind of up in the air about whether they're going to be compensated or how that's going to all work out, whatever. But dude, like, how can you not follow a dude that's always going to do the right thing? You know, how can you not follow, respect, and honor a dude that's always going to do the right thing? And those two men did the right thing, cost them their lives, but they did the right thing. And dude, whatever you could do to help in a situation like that, come on, man, I'm here for you, man. You know,
well,
so again,
he lived up in Massachusetts, I think.
I don't know exactly where he lived. I'll be right back.
Okay. All good. So, guys, we're talking about Glenn Doherty because I remember Neil Thompson, who had like come to my earlier certification. Neil had opened, I guess it was called CrossFit Boston. It was the first Boston affiliate. And he used to tell me that Glenn used to drop in, and the word was just like, everybody loved being around him. His energy was so infectious. And then I remember Brad McLeod talking about how, that's like his, you know, his reputation was like, man, that guy's awesome. And I remember Brad McLeod saying, like, Glenn was like the first guy he would run towards things to make it better or to fix things. Like, that's what he was.
Belief and values, man. Like, your belief and values are solid and you're always going to do the right thing. I know it sounds really trivial to sum it up like that, but for me, that's what it boils down to, right? Hard men do hard things.
Sometimes you got to just simplify the shit, though.
Dude, that's what it is. I'm doing the right thing. I don't care about the fallout right now, because this is what I believe in. These are my values. This is what I'm going to do, regardless of the consequences. I just so respect that. Like, literally getting kind of emotional, right? I so respect that I'll follow, man. Like, I'm a leader as well, but I will follow as well.
Well,
I will push you from the back because I believe in you, man, you know?
Isn't that one of the Navy SEAL quotes, which is ready to lead, ready to follow, never quit, which, you know, the coach who interviewed me yesterday, his name is Kelvin King. He's in the DC area. And he was asking me about leaders. And I mentioned that quote. And I told him, you know, of course, learning so much from you and learning that from you, what it meant, at least what I got from you, was that, you know, ready to lead, ready to follow means, you know, he was asking me how I apply leadership to the kids. As I said, sometimes I'm training 75 kids in that weight room. I said, number one, if you're only talking about sets and reps, no, it's no good. you're really just on the surface. You got to get deeper. But I
Yeah.
said, a good leader creates more leaders. So I said, I don't want 4 leaders in this weight room. I want everybody to be a leader. And look,
Yeah.
sometimes you're going to be a little better at something, and that's when I'll follow you because I trust you. Other times I'm a little better. I'll lead you in that time, but we trust each other. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to lead, ready to follow. We're all leaders. I don't want 4 leaders and 70 followers.
Yeah.
I
Some of the
don't
best
want.
leaders, man. Some of the best leaders lead from the back. Think about that.
What does that mean to you? They
That
lead.
means, hey, man, you got to push from the back to get the front where you want it to go.
I love that.
You have to look behind to make sure that people are behind you. Push
you're
from
not
the
worried about, oh, I'm the first. I'm getting the notoriety.
I don't need the glory. I don't need all the hoo-yah, all the stuffy stuff.
Yes.
I'll put you from that. When you need me to get to the front, I will lead you from the front. But I will push you to the back until you do that, because now I'm inspiring everybody. I'm not just dragging you along or pulling you along. My leadership skills are so great, I can do it from the back and inspire you to be the best that you can be and keep moving forward.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Quatro Deuce. All right. Let's now talk about, I'm going to mention our boy Tosh. That's like your boy.
My homie,
Brian
my
Sean Tosh.
I think Tosh trying to kill me, really. Out of
I
love,
mean,
though.
I texted you guys like 2 weeks ago, and he had done one of his kind of gatherings for the veterans for the Big Fish Foundation.
Yeah,
but it was crazy. I mean, I hate saying like I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like all the benching, my shoulder would have exploded. Like my body would have been like a part in Colorado, a part here. Like I couldn't believe they did 24 hours of like you had to do.
No, dude, it was longer than that. They did like
that's right, 40 something, 40 plus.
It was forever. Yeah, it was forever. So proud of all those athletes. Like, oh my God, yeah.
And so when I think about him, and I also listen to his podcast, which is it's so funny to listen to his podcast because he's kind of like really venting. So it's so good to hear it. He doesn't like the loud rah-rah people. He wants the people that are showing up and being about it and giving. I watch, and it seems like every other month he's doing something for veterans. He's doing something for friends. Yeah. He's constantly giving and helping, and it's really, it's hard to put into words, but he's another guy. I think about him. I put on his shirt. I'm better.
You're wearing the blues right now. Looks good.
I got a little superpowers going on just from the shirt. And so tell me a little bit of what he means to you. How does he inspire you?
Yeah, he inspires me every single time I'm around that man. Just inspires me, just with his humility, his leadership, his fellowship, his unwavering, and sometimes to a fault, want to do the right thing. Sometimes I want to do the right thing so bad, I'm like, oh man, I know that's what you want to do, but that could be a fault right now. Yes. But he's put me in positions where, so we do some races together. Actually, he dragged me through some races. Like I said, I think he's secretly trying to kill me, but make me a better, stronger man at the same time, which is just incredible. Yeah, he just did an event called True Grit, something or another, for the Big Fish.
You were there, right? Weren't you there helping the guys out?
Yeah, it was great, man. Like
I saw Josh Bridges was there. The other guys, I don't think I know.
James Hobart was there. Josh Bridges, my man Mossy.
Oh yeah.
He's
a big runner, right? Isn't he like that's his thing, right?
Yeah.
How did
like so much just composure and focus and the ability to kind of turn that on and turn that off when necessary, still be jovial and communing with everybody. And then when it's time to get it down, do game face on, focus. I was like, that man's done this before. Like, it's just a super athlete. Loved it.
What'd you think about that event, just being around? And you were, I guess, you were helping those guys.
Yeah, I was just helping Tosh kind of just take care of all the stuff in the background so he could actually participate on Did you know, man, which is super, super hard. It's hard to participate as an athlete in an event and then try to run the event.
It's impossible.
Really hard to do. So I was taking some of that load off of him, trying to facilitate all the logistics and stuff. And
that's right. He organized the event and did the damn thing.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot to do. You have to come up with that.
Man. Yeah. He's got superpowers. That's
the
whole
superpowers. That was a great event. My friend Mike Long was in an event too, who's a client that actually lives in Virginia. He just fantastic. I think we use the word going to the well, because sometimes you got to get down to the well, dig it out, get the water out, and go back to the well again, and then go back to the well again, and then go back to the well again. It's the idea of the event was last man standing, do 2.5 miles on a true form runner. Then if you wanted to, you can max effort bodyweight bench press for extra points, and then 2.5 miles on a trail around Crooked Butterfly Ranch.
Which is hills. He's in the mountains of Colorado.
It
looked like the finish.
Trail. Yeah. I think on average, the somewhere between 30 and 40, 45 minutes for the trail walk, and about 30 minutes on the true form. And then jacking the barbell, man, it was kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy watching Josh Bridges repping out 80 reps of bodyweight bench press. I was like, God dang, dude, it's only been 6 minutes. You know what I mean?
And he just had a pretty heavy duty knee surgery a year ago.
Knee surgery kind of hurt him on the walks.
Okay.
Blew up pretty big, but right decision for him was like, dude, I don't want to leave my knee out here forever. You know, so he did what he could for there. A great showing for everybody, like legit. Raised some money for the Big Fish Foundation to support veterans. So super great event. I'm glad Tosh actually be part of it, you know.
Yeah, Tosh said something interesting in like there's like a highlight video on the Instagram for the Big Fish Foundation. I can't recall it exactly. Maybe you could make more sense of it, but he's like, we're not giving a handout to a veteran. He's like, we're waiting for the veteran to put their gloves on and say to us, I'm here to work. And then we like hold their hands together through it. So I thought it was, I'm going to post it on the website. You know, I'll link all that stuff up. But the way he worded it so eloquently was like, hey, man, I'm going to help you, but I need you to do work.
You got to
put on the gloves.
Man. Yeah. So that's why I think a lot of people kind of misconstrue just a lot of things with veterans. Like, everybody doesn't want a handout. They just want some opportunity to help themselves. You know, I think the Big Fish Foundation does a really good job of that, of empowering people to, again, put the gloves on to do some work. We're here for you, but you got to show me something, man. You got to show me something.
Quatro Deuce, do you think the difficult thing for veterans when they're, you know, coming home is now they're around quote unquote normal people, common folk, meaning even like me, sometimes I could get frustrated with my own kids. And in my mind, I'm like, man, you got to get tough. Like, because I feel like that's like what was hammered into me from wrestling is like, we practiced for 2.5 hours with never we didn't get water. And I'd lose like 7 pounds every practice. And now, you know, I joke with the athletes. I'm like, all right, everybody get a drink. I don't want no parents suing me. You know, I just kind of like, I just mess with them a little bit on that. But, you know, I wonder, is that a tough thing? Veterans come home and now everybody's kind of, not everybody, but people complaining about trivial stuff. It's frustrating.
There's a lot of complexities there. I think I kind of want to boil it down to tribes, right? When an individual serves in the military, whatever branch, whatever unit, whatever, they're in a tribe, community, if you will, but a tribe of like-minded people that are doing the things that they want to do, which is great. There's some good stuff in there, some bad stuff, some great experiences, some not so great experiences, but it's part of the tribe. The unfortunate part about being a human being is that all we're really trying to do is eclipse our tribe. We're trying to be in the tribe until we gain everything that we need from that tribe. And then we need to move on to the next tribe, be it ex-military, going to the civilian world, being leave one baseball team and go to another baseball team. Just either get excommunicated from that tribe, you get P&G'd from that tribe, or you just feel like that tribe, you just don't feel like part of that tribe anymore, which is fine. You leave that tribe, there's that space. That space I'm going to call purgatory until you find your next tribe.
The space is a tough place.
That space between leaving a tribe and finding a new tribe is purgatory or fear.
Yeah.
And that's where problems start to happen because you're in no man's land looking for the next place that you can connect, right? And for some people, they stay there long, way too long, or have difficulty navigating that space in between until they find their next tribe, right? So not just veterans, but veterans do struggle in that space. Any real person that wants to do wants to contribute or be part of something, they struggle in that space. And that's where I think we see a lot of problems, mental health issues, just a lot of problems happen in that space because you're not going anywhere. You're just spinning around. Well, I'll go do this job for a bit. Or I'll find this. I'll go this for a little bit. And it's not, you're just looking for your next place where you can feel part of something again. You know, we're human beings. We need each other. We feed off each other. We need that kind of connection. We need that community. So we're looking for that next space. And I think that's where the problem for veterans and just for people in general, you know, just, you know, I don't know if you've ever quit a job or left the job until you found your next job. You're like, I'm drinking and partying. You're doing all the stuff in between until you find something you can gravitate to or grab onto to move you in a forward direction. Yeah. It's more difficult if you don't have the mental toughness to kind of navigate that space or the idea of clarity or purpose. Man, that's a bad place to be, you know?
Almost sounds like entrepreneurs go through that too. Is like, because they have the ups and downs. Yes, and if you are a solopreneur, you know, I've gone through
it. Word, Zachary.
Well, I didn't come up with that word. I can't remember where I've seen that. But yeah, it's like you feel alone. You know, if you don't have a business partner who you could talk to these things about or a team, you go through those ups and downs alone. You're a lone ranger. And I've always said, like, entrepreneurs, you almost need like a toughness, like you're a soldier. You need to be tough. You know, our buddy Joe DeSena says, if you own a business, everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Go wrong multiple times. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And so if you're not tough, eventually you're just going to be like, man, I'm done with this.
That's where having like a tough mindset, or what we call a Trident mindset, really comes in, because it allows you to be disciplined on the in state. Right? You're using micro goals to kind of get to that discipline. Hey, you know what? This is a tough time, but I know what I'm doing is the right thing. So I can get through that space, get through those lows, to get back to the highs, to validate what I'm doing. Right? And people kind of get stuck in the bottom sometimes because they don't have clarity, a purpose, intent, impact, or a reason why they're doing it, and they get lost down in the bottom.
So should people
That's where mental toughness kind of comes in and says, hey man, I can get through this because I have intentionality, I have discipline, I have stoicism, right? I'm changing my paradigm in my mind to stay purposeful for what I'm trying to accomplish.
You know, we have a lot of strength coaches, gym owners, entrepreneurs, even parents who are not involved with any business stuff. So interesting, like if we can, and your company, Trident Mindset, tridentmindset.com, your company. And it's like going back to what we said earlier about how you told people for 6 years, I'm becoming a SEAL. Not only this is my vision, but then you had your instructor who said to you, like, man, this is not about you just trying to be a SEAL. It's something, it's got to. So what you're doing is are you saying that the thing that people should be doing, if you want to get out of tough times, it's got to be bigger than you? Like you're not
bigger than you. Yeah.
Take the focus off yourself.
It has to have a couple of things. It has to evoke a sensation in you that's worth driving for. Like when you talk about it with people, like just right now, I'm getting the goose flesh, the pimples, the thingies, because I believe so much. I know why Chris Smith is here on this planet, is to find a better way to create deep and meaningful relationships. And every single time I use those words, I feel compassion, I feel emotion, I feel all the things that tell me I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right road. I make decisions based off of that reason why. I make decisions based off, is this helping me to create or galvanize deep, meaningful relationships? If it is, I feel excited about it. If it's not, I ain't fucking doing it. You know?
So this, you know, speaking of the relationships, it's just making me think, you know, I'm kind of throwing out a couple people that come to my mind. I'm thinking about your wife, Andrea. Yeah. And what's interesting about Andrea, it's like she's so funny, is she doesn't like to, you know, be in the limelight. You know, you said that about leaders. It's like they don't care if they're in the back. When she speaks, though, very eloquent, super smart, And so, she introduced you at the Underground Strength Conference. We did that like 8 years ago. And I remember I was like, wow, like Andrea is like so well-spoken. I think we had like 85 people there. She's unfazed by this large group. She's helped you. You guys have run the certifications at your gym, which I'm assuming have had about 100 people at times.
Oh yeah, easy. We capped out at 100 because we only had 100 wall balls or 50 wall balls. We capped out with gear, but they do have 100 because
that's a lot of people. And then when we first met, I don't know if she owned the first coffee shop.
She did. She's had that coffee shop for 29 years now.
So that's way before drinking coffee was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like coffee became like this very social thing. So I'm just kind of putting things together. We're talking about leaders, relationships.
Yeah.
I remember when I went into her coffee shop, there was like people playing chess, people talk. Yep. It was like late in the evening. And late in the evening, you're thinking, hey man, a coffee shop's gonna lay low because who's going to be drinking coffee at night? They'll be bouncing off the walls. It was packed. Dude, it was packed.
It's the same idea, but we kind of transfer what I learned from her, transfer that idea to the gym. Like the gym isn't about exercise. It's about community. The coffee shop isn't about coffee. It's about the community. Yeah, well, you go there and you get coffee and you drink coffee and you enjoy coffee. You enjoy her good coffee. It's really great coffee. But some people need that space to go and commune, to go and as a fellowship.
Coffee is better with great people, right?
It is.
Training is better when I have a great training partner or 30 training partners. It's better.
Ask me the last time, this is kind of embarrassing, but ask me the last time I actually worked out hard by myself. Never. I need people, man.
No doubt.
I need accountability partners. I need people that want to suffer with me. I just need that because to me, it's just exercise. But with somebody else, oh, dude, now we're having fun. Yeah, we're training for a specific goal or whatever we're doing. But now I got a fellow. I got a partner. I got somebody to help me suffer when I'm on my lows of the exercise or the workout. They pull me forward a little bit.
That's right.
When they're feeling a little bit low, I pull them forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's about for me.
We're gonna close this out, QD. I'm thinking a lot of stuff.
Have we gone more than 10 minutes yet?
We've been a little over 10 minutes, big dog. Thinking about so many things here. So, we've been talking about this so long. I was actually shocked it took you so long to really get the whole website and this and that going. But you're a busy guy. You're running a gym with hundreds of members with your wife. Your wife has 2 coffee shops, so I'm sure you're helping somewhat with that.
Yeah.
I don't, are you doing, do you still consult with military and things like that?
Yeah, it's funny, as I profess, dude, I'm here to find a better way to create deep, meaningful relationships. So I still do that a little bit, but I'm trying to dovetail that off. So with Trident Mindset, personal life coaching, just getting people to their higher power, to their higher place is what I'm really, really passionate and focused on. Like that's my jam. Took me a little while to figure out that was my jam, but now that I know it emphatically, that's all I really want to do. This may sound weird, but I don't like really talking about myself that much. But dude, the platforms now are, dude, this is what I want to do. If I actually want to create deep, meaningful relationships, I need to find a better way to kind of get out there more. I've got great relationships here, but I want more for people. That's why I love training groups of people because, man, my intent and my impact are aligned. I'm creating mental toughness. I'm creating discipline. I'm hopefully someone will remember either something I say or I treated them or something, and they go off and do a great thing. Do I need them to come back and say, oh, whatever? I don't need that. I feel joy and satisfaction just knowing that, man, maybe something I did, maybe something I said, maybe I impacted somebody in the positive so that they can go off and do great things and they can pay it forward. And that's just what it's about, man. Like, legit.
Well, the hardest thing to do is when you've got something that can help others, you want to really share it because you know what it can do for people. And like, here we are, what we're talking about, just being nice. It's as simple as that. Like, man, I got some good stuff. I want to share the good stuff. And so I'm excited to see, for the people listening, we got tridentmindset.com, chrissmithjr.com, jr.com, and Chris with 2 S's. I'm going to link everything up on my website. And I'm excited that more people are going to be able to learn from you. And I think you got you. Well, I say this too, because we have a lot of coaches who listen. I go, guys, you're a coach. You want people to invest in you, i.e. pay you money you're their coach. Fitness is the vehicle. You're going to do strength and conditioning / fitness. It's a vehicle to change your life. But then a lot of coaches, they don't want to get a coach themselves. And, this hit me in the early 2000s. Alan Cosgrove was presenting at Ryan Lee's seminar. And he goes, there was like 400 people at the seminar. He goes, stand up if you have a coach, somebody who helps you with your fitness, anything. And there was like 2 or 4 people stood up. And he goes, well, the rest of you are frauds because he's like, you guys want people to pay you. You want to coach them. But you don't even believe in coaching yourself. You don't even have a coach yourself, but you're a coach. And so, man, it hit me so hard that and also in the woo-woo ways of the world, that's how it works. If you are not investing in yourself, how can you really believe in what a coach does? It's going to be very hard for you to have people that truly believe in you and want to be part of your community. And look, sometimes people need you as the leader. I always tell the kids in my gym, I go, guys, I'm 44. If I'm the most fired up guy in this room, that's a problem. I need you guys all more fired up than me, man. So
dude, I really want to coach too. That's just, his name's Randy Davis. This dude has changed so many things about my paradigm, mental shifts about putting my information out there where people can kind of use that. But also, he's a business coach, but he's also a life coach, lifestyle coach as well. But I agree with you, dude. If you don't have somebody helping you, how can you help somebody else?
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. There's no balance for you.
Yes, that's right. Because then you're like, you need that sounding board. You need somebody who could give you feedback that's unbiased, that kind of detaches feelings from stuff, you know? And so having friends tell it to you straight. And we need that, man. So Quatro Deuce, this has been amazing, my man.
Boom.
It's been amazing, dude.
I love chatting with you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out there and teach you how to fish. And I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that, Zach. I'm gonna come out there and teach you how to catch.
Yeah.
Fishing rules. We trying to catch fish, sucker.
Damn, dude. I'm excited for that. Well, your wife said that you guys got a boat, go out on the, what's the river? Potomac, it's called?
Potomac. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you wouldn't eat a fish out of Potomac, but
I don't eat I wouldn't eat the fish that we catch off of these jetties here. We catch the bluefish. They say they're no good, but it's just fun. And it's really I'll tell you why I do it. Because I could hang out with my son, and it's just, what did you say? I want to be around good people. So I don't care if we catch nothing. I always tell Ethan, I'm like, man, we're catching bro times right here. That's what we're catching.
Yeah, right.
I don't care if we don't catch the fish.
Yeah,
so,
put that in your pocket for later. That's so good, dude. It's so
that's
good.
Right.
You're good people,
all right,
man.
Now, if people also want to get to see you in person, you guys are in Alexandria, Virginia.
Yes.
Trident Athletics.
Yes.
It's an amazing place. Misha's Coffee also sells coffee online. Okay, that's Andrea's Coffee. Yep. Yeah, Misha's Coffee. You got there's 2 locations, right?
We're still building out our second location, but it's also down right by the water in Old Town, which is gonna be great. Rooftop deck, bar.
It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, it's only a 2-year process right now, but we're getting there.
Things take time, man. Listen.
Oh man, especially like Old Town's so historic, so. Woo-wee. It's been a new experience for us to build out our own building, so it's gonna be great. Yeah, but we're around, man. We're at Trident.
Yep.
The coffee shop, hook me up on either Instagram, the Twitter, the email, whatever, dude. I'm here to help people, and that's what I'm here for, man. Legit.
On Instagram, Trident Mindset.
Trident Mindset Official on Instagram.
Trident Mindset Official. I'll link everything up on the website, but for the people listening, and then Chris Smith is with 2 S's. And I think after this podcast, you're going to be connecting with some other people. So people will be able to start learning from you more, start having some seminars in your area. You're near DC, so it's very easy travel-wise to get there. And I'm looking forward to things in the future, my man. I'm looking forward to hugging you soon.
I know, man. Isn't it crazy?
Get that hug, man. Get the hug action going here.
Dude. Especially right now during COVID, there's so much space between people. It's just crazy.
Yeah. You know,
like you high five somebody, you're like, oh my God, that feels so good. You know,
people are still afraid of all that stuff. So that's a conversation. I don't care. When the kids came back, I'm like, don't give me no fist bump. Get over here and hug it out. Give me that hug. They're scared. So Quatro Deuce, this has been amazing. Let me stop the recording. Hang tight, okay, my brother? Hang tight.